Hello and welcome to Thought Provoking Tech. I'm Zach and this is Tech Tips. In today's episode, I'm going to be doing a quick recap of LiquidSky's State of the Sky address that they did on Twitch late last week. There were some pretty good details that came out of this Twitch stream, but it was pretty lengthy and it had some audio issues, so I figured I'd do a quick recap and share some of my thoughts on the new update. So some of the biggest things that I want to get out of the way before I roll the intro is how they discussed how a lot of the big issues that plagued my testing, such as the pause and the graphical glitches, they're pretty confident that those are pretty much all gone. I will be doing some extensive testing to verify that on my end, but that is one of the biggest things that I didn't want to promote. Playing on Overwatch for anything that's fast-paced, such as FPS games, where a 1 second pause would literally mean the difference between dying and surviving in the game because it's just such a fast-paced game. In addition, other issues such as Origin causing issues and being able to actually use Windows Store apps, which Microsoft is now pushing harder with their cross-play between Xbox and Windows now. That's a more important issue now. So those would be some very big things that are coming out in the new update. Beyond that, the rest of the details are pretty much revolving around pricing and how the beta rollout is going to be going starting March 1st. So let's go ahead and get started with that after the intro. Alright, so the very first slide is the free ad-supported plan option. There are two things that I wanted to go over with the free plan. The first is the number of credits you'll be able to get and how those roll over, as well as the storage and how the storage will be handled in the new LiquidSky client. The very first thing is you'll be able to earn up to 2 hours of gameplay per day by watching ads and possibly playing HTML5 games that they're hoping to get sponsored. What those games will actually entail is going to be something that we'll have to wait and see. I'm assuming they're going to be sponsored. It might be the games themselves might have ads in them or have in-app purchases or some way that the developers that are sponsoring those games and giving you essentially gameplay time by playing those games will have some type of monetization set up so that they get the return on their, investment. Now on that, anything that you do in the lobby will not consume Sky credits. So playing those HTML5 games will not cost Sky credits, but will possibly actually earn you Sky credits. There will be HTML5 games that don't earn you Sky credits, but they did mention that they're hoping to get some sponsored ones. So just keep that in mind. You won't be able to actually, for the ad watching portion of it, you won't be able to actually watch ads all in one chunk. There will be an algorithm that will dictate how quickly you can watch it and when you'll be able to watch your next ad so that advertisers get the best bang for their buck and will be more likely to continue to run ads on LiquidSky so you can continue to get free playtime. So that'll be something that's probably going to be continually and constantly evolving as they get kind of data and analytics back on how people are watching and so on and so forth. You can stockpile these Sky credits. So, for example, you could earn your 2 hours, up to 2 hours per day, and stockpile that so you have essentially 14 hours of play. You spend your whole Saturday playing games, or you could use those 14 in the Elite package, which will give you a little bit over 3 hours of gameplay, 3.5 hours if you get the maximum amount of gameplay. So you can play 3.5 hours on a very powerful computer, which on the graphical side is probably going to be equivalent to at least a 1080. More than likely it's going to be more than that, but benchmarking will actually give us a little better, more insight on that. Moving on to the next slide is boarding groups. So the biggest thing about boarding groups is you'll have an idea of where you are in the line. This is primarily just going to be for people that are trying to get into the free tier. If you purchase the pay-as-you-go or the monthly plans, you're going to get instant access, just like the 2016 beta for the most part until they closed that down and stopped allowing people to just purchase the different packages to get instant access. So if you're paying right now and you're planning on continuing to pay, things pretty much won't change. Continue to have access once March 1st hits. I don't know if they'll kind of roll that out a little bit at all, or if it'll just be complete instant access and there'll be a huge onslaught. If that's the case, I expect that the first couple of days will probably be a little bit rough as they kind of ramp up the servers and stuff, and as people are trying to get on really on a rapid pace. The greatest thing about this is, though, when I was waiting in 2016 to get access, I waited a whole month and had no idea where I was. I didn't know if I was, number 5,000 in line or number 400 in line getting to the beta. This gives you some type of insight into where you are. If group number 500 it just got access and you're in group 520, you know that you're somewhat close to getting access, and you might get it within the next 1 or 2 weeks. When you are in a boarding group, though, you'll be able to chat with other people in the boarding group, in addition to being able to go ahead and start watching ads and stockpiling your credits for when you're able to play. And one thing I want to go back to the free thing, because I forgot to actually talk about the storage. You get 100 gigabytes of storage with the free plan, and you're guaranteed that storage will not be erased for 3 days. If you log in at least once every 3 days, your storage will be persistent and you won't have to re-download games. However, on the 4th day, there is a possibility that your storage will be deleted. You'll still have 100 gigabytes of allotment, but you might have to re-download your games. That is not a guarantee. You might be able to go stretch it to 5 or 6, but as they need more storage, if you're in that gap beyond the 3 days, you have the possibility of your data being deleted. So just keep that in mind. There is possibly going to be an add-on or a purchasable of some sort. They didn't really detail that at all, but they did mention that they're planning on having that in the Sky Store so that you could possibly extend that or make it so that lasts for the entire month or what. They didn't really mention any details on that, but they did mention there'll be something that you can buy in the Sky Store so that the 3-day thing won't be as big as an issue that it might possibly be. But the easiest way is just to log in, 10 minutes every 3 days, and just guarantee that your storage won't be deleted. Or just stockpile your time and just play on a Saturday and spend 30 minutes downloading and then spend 10 hours gaming. Just however works best for your schedule. So let's go ahead and jump past the boarding pass. We're pretty much done with that now. And going to pay-as-you-go. There's 3 tiers of pay-as-you-go, as well as being 3 tiers of monthly. The biggest thing about pay-as-you-go is you don't have a monthly fee. You just pay it whenever you're running out of Sky credits. Your tier that you purchase does dictate how much storage you have, and the deletion and the persistent period is increased from 3 days to 7 days for the pay-as-you-go plan. The monthly plan, as long as you have a valid monthly subscription, so as long as you don't have any billing issues or anything along those lines, then you won't have to worry about this at all on the monthly tier. And the pay-as-you-go, that same purchasable that they mentioned will be available to pay-as-you-go plans too, but details on that are very scarce, and we don't really know much about it. But the pay-as-you-go plans is great if you're going to be very casual in playing, and you can still earn ads with the pay-as-you-go plan. We still earn credits through ads in the pay-as-you-go plan. So that is another thing to keep in mind. If we want a little more than 100 gigabytes of storage and you want to ensure that your storage is persistent for 7 days. So for example, if you want to start getting into Twitch streaming for fairly cheap, you can buy the $10 a month plan and stream every Saturday on a schedule, or maybe 2 days a week. You'll have plenty of credits that if you do the ad thing, you can earn up to 14 hours on the gamer plan at least with that. And you can Twitch stream twice a night. That'll ensure that you're at least logging in every seven days so that your data isn't deleted. And you get 250 gigabytes of storage. So you can have more than a couple games, especially if you're playing the more modern games, which might be 50 gigabytes in size. So you can have plenty of storage on your computer for all your different games, and you won't have to worry about the limitations of the storage itself, just for $10. And that's not $10 a month. I mentioned $10 a month, but $10 just as you need more credits, and the ad revenue or your ad generated credits aren't keeping up to your usage. So just a pretty cool possibilities with the lower end if you're more casual or not using it as heavily. So the next tier is monthly plans. These are somewhat similar to the current monthly plans. Some people are currently paying $10 for the low end gamer plan right now. That a lot of people are paying $15, but they did have a special for a period of time that you locked in at $10. However, instead of about 80 hours on the lowest tier, you are getting 40 hours of gameplay on the lowest tier. So that's been cut in half. But this plan is essentially equivalent to the highest end plan in the 2016 beta, so that essentially it evens out to be roughly the equivalent. But the lowest end plan, you still, for the same bang for your buck, you're getting less gameplay, but you're getting it on a better computer. So essentially, it is equivalent to the high performance mode in the 2016 beta. So just keep that in mind. And then you have the $40 plan, which I believe is what the unlimited plan cost, which gets you up to 176 hours, which is quite a bit, unless you're playing on Elite. And there's a Reddit thread I'll get to here in a second that details the yearly cost and how many hours of gameplay you'll be able to get based on which performance package you get. So the biggest thing with the monthly package, though, is you'll get these credits on a consistent basis. You unlock access to much larger storage drives, which would be very good, especially if a ton of games or a lot of modern games which require a lot of storage, or you want to use LiquidSky for other uses outside of just gaming and want to have your documents and stuff stored there too. Just some things to keep in mind. And also, the people on the monthly plan do get first access to new features and stuff too. So it's just kind of like the premium tier of LiquidSky. And one final top slide that we're going to go over is the performance packages. These were covered somewhat good in the CES coverage that they did, but we have a little bit more solid details on what we might be able to expect from these games. They have some examples of games that you'll be able to play on each tier. For example, their camera kind of cut off part of this, but for the games like on the high performance packages with the Elite package, you can run like Battlefield 1, Titanfall, Forza Horizons, and For Honor. And these are at 1080p at the higher settings. You can play, Battlefield 1 on the gamer plan. You're just going to have to knock the settings down a little bit. And I plan on doing some benchmarks with these different games. Some of the games that I have purchased. I don't play a ton of games, but I do have a decent supply or backlog of games to play. So I'll be doing some benchmarks on the different tiers to get you a little bit better idea of what you might expect from that. But that's just a quick look at what you might be able to play on there on the higher settings. They didn't exactly say if that was maxed out or just on the higher level settings. The asterisk says at higher settings itself, but what that actually means it varies quite a bit from game to game. So we'll have to wait to see what benchmarks actually roll out and what they actually show for these different games. If you have any game requests for me to benchmark, just let me know in the comments below or on my blog. You can find that at thoughtprovokingtech.com. There's some forums there too, so just let me know some way, or hit me up on Twitter. Just let me know what you might want benchmarked. I'll work on that when the new beta comes out. One final topic I wanted to go over is the Reddit topic. I will link this in the description below, but you can see how many credits you get in this first column right here. The first column is the cost. And that's your monthly as you pay as you go. Then how many hours of gameplay you're expecting to get from the different tiers. So your gamer, pro, and elite. Essentially, the gamer is, you can think of that as 1. Then the pro is pretty much double the performance and double the cost. And elite is 4 times the performance as gamer and 4 times the cost per hour. So with the $10 a month plan, you're only going to get about 10 hours of elite gaming. So that's pretty pushing there because that's not very many hours of storage. But if you're very casual, it's a lot cheaper than buying a $800 or $1,000 computer, because it's probably going to be at least the equivalent from what I'm hearing to 1080. So that's about a $600 card right there. And for $120, that's very good. And if I was using this exclusively just for gaming, 10 hours would probably actually cover what I actually play of games a month, and I'd only have to pay $120 a year, which is pretty good. So I see this being very good for casual players. Also, for people that want to have an ultra mobile solution, even like a Surface or a cheaper laptop that you take and do LAN parties and have something that's very mobile, might have very good battery life, and play LiquidSky. Not you don't have to carry around your big huge desktop. LAN parties aren't as popular as they used to be, but if you go to a geekier college like I did, LAN parties are still somewhat big. And depending on kind of where you live and kind of your groups that you hang out with, you might still do LAN parties. And this will allow you to have something that you can take with you. Or if you do a lot of if you ride in a bus a lot to go to work or something, you can have this to take with you and not have to carry around expensive and heavy gamer laptop that's going to only last a couple hours on the battery because those things suck power out. Gamer laptops are getting a little bit better with actually having desktop tier cards in them now, but it is a pretty good feature to have, and looking forward to what it's going to be capable. And I will definitely link this in the description because it lets you, the yearly cost will kind of let you weigh what kind of tier that you might be looking into, and kind of weigh actually using LiquidSky versus having your own dedicated setup. There's definitely, like I mentioned, different use cases for people that are very casual gamers that don't play a ton of hours but want to play on the best graphics possible. The elite tier, you can do that, or even on the pro with $10 a month, you can get 20 hours, which is pretty much falls into people that don't play a ton. 20 hours definitely get me with what I actually just straight up gaming a month, guaranteed. So for people that don't play as much or just want a very mobile solution for playing on a high performance gaming and have great graphics on the go, definitely great options. For people that are playing tons of hours, you have to weigh that a little bit more versus having a dedicated setup. But there are definitely certain use cases that are going to be benefiting highly from LiquidSky. And keep in mind that you do have free, all tiers can watch the ads. Even the monthly guys can watch ads. So you can still have access to some level of, extra play on top of the monthly, access that you're going to have. So that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. I appreciate that a lot. If you have any questions, just leave a comment in the description below. Go to my forums or hit me up on Twitter. If you're interested in LiquidSky, make sure you subscribe. I also have some other different projects I'm working on, such as a custom quadcopter. So just subscribe if you're interested in anything along those lines, and stay tuned for more great videos. So thanks for watching, guys, and until next time, Zach out.